mental blockages that I have in my mind is something that I'm struggling with. And it's crazy because I don't know how to overcome some of my hasty moves and lashing out and emotional volatility. You know what I'm saying? And just not knowing how to control my anger sometime. You know what I'm saying? Especially with people that you quote unquote say you love. You know what I'm saying? It's so difficult to me to control myself sometimes when it comes to that type stuff, especially when someone gets under my skin. When someone gets under my skin and we supposed to be cool or whatever, I have a really difficult time controlling myself when with reacting. And it's not a good thing because I may react a particular way that may not be so forgiving. And because I was so in my head, or I was so selfish, I wasn't even thinking about how that would affect the other person that I'm actually talking to. Whether it's my mother, my grandmother, whoever it could be, significant other, partnerships, whoever. It's not a good thing overall. It's fucking up my bottom line. It's messing up my relationships. You know what I'm saying? And when things like that start to mess up your relationships and you become aware of it, you have to fix those things. I have to fix it because I'm all about leveling up. I'm all about getting better. I'm not about staying stagnant. Y'all been watching me. If y'all go through my old videos, I've been increasingly getting better year after year after year. At least physically. I've been getting better mentally as well. But it's just, I'm at a point now where I could focus on it 1,000%. Well, I'm almost there 1,000%. I'm still working on trying to get this thing operating to a level to where, you know, it only requires just a small amount of my attention in regards to maintenance. And we're not going to get there for at least 4 to 5 years. I don't see that happening for at least 4 to 5 years to where I can actually have this thing oiled and running like a well-oiled machine. It's going to take some time, but that's okay. I will be getting my mental health in order throughout that process, working with the plants, working with the trees, listening to the birds, other insects, becoming more familiar with nature, learning about herbs. You know what I'm saying? It's a process out here, man. And I know I come on camera sometime and it may seem like I'm all over the place and I'm confused, and that's okay. That's just a part of my journey, and you just a part of that. And I'm just showing you what it is to be raw and uncut. At least from my perspective, I'm showing you what I am as a raw and uncut human individual that doesn't have any outside strings attached to no corporation, no this, no that, no nothing. Now, Stephen A. Smith said something a couple days ago. I was watching him and he was saying, yeah, you could be on YouTube and you might not have a boss or whatever, but you still got to answer to somebody because these people have the ability to come through and flag your channel and, stop your message from reaching the masses. And he was right. If you don't have your own, platform, it's very difficult to say that you're a boss and you're independent. And if you do have your own platform, salute to you. That'd be something that I would be looking into probably in the future when I can actually afford that type stuff. But, I probably can afford it now, and I just don't even know what it takes to have your own platform like that. But at the end of the day, and maybe that's what I will need in order to help me become or deal with my mental blockages and freedom that I'm going through. But anyhow, I felt like I should come on here and talk about this because mental health is a real thing. And I never saw a therapist. I think I saw a therapist when I was younger when my mother was having problems with me. I actually did see a therapist. She was having problems with me. I think I was in middle school or maybe late elementary. I don't even remember. But I've never seen one as an adult. And I actually thought about it. I was deliberating about it. I made some calls. A friend of mine, she actually gave me some recommendations of some therapists, but I never made the call I never made an appointment. So I never really was able to get that and talk my feelings out and my things out and hear it from another perspective, that as a third party. And I think that sometimes that's important with someone that you can trust. It doesn't always have to be a professional. It could be a close friend. But if you need that third party that's going to be at arm's length distance, I think that's a great tool as well. Especially for people like me, because I'm not always right. And when you get to positions like this, when you don't have any people around you to tell you what to do, sometimes you may feel like just because you got here, or I may feel like just because I got here, I may not need to listen to you, or I may not need to put up with your BS, or I think not that I'm right every time, because I know I'm not. I done made plenty of mistakes, and y'all seen me make a $4,000 mistake with the plumber, or I'm sorry, the well guy that I ended up hiring when I first got here. But so I know that I'm not infallible. I know that I'm a work in progress. And I'm okay with that. I'm all right with my journey. I'm loving this journey. How can I not love it? Look at where I'm at. But mentally, I want to get to a space where I'm treating people the way I want to be treated. I'm not lashing out to you when you ask me a question that was very, very basic. Very basic. And because I'm frustrated, because I think you should know these answers, now I'm giving you the third degree, wondering why you don't know it, or talking to you like you should know it. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. Has anybody out there ever had those problems where y'all talk to people like they should know something and it's like, how could you? How dare you talk to someone like that? How dare I talk to someone as if they should know something that I think they should know? Everybody's different. You got to give people grace. I have to give people grace. And I say that I'm talking to myself when I'm speaking to you. Real talk. Real talk. So, with that, man, listen, I appreciate y'all for watching me. I really do. Because without y'all viewing me, I would just be out here showing my life. Even if I got no views, it would be like, why am I showing it? Because nobody's watching, but I would just be documenting it because it's like taking a picture. You got a photo book. You got family members that may come down after the line and say, oh, that was cousin C, or that was daddy, or whoever, whoever, you know what I'm saying? This is a photo book of me living. So with that, I appreciate y'all for watching. This is See Thy Wealth. Water your health. Drink a glass of water. You should be going to your local county, asking them for over-the-counter tax deeds. If you want to stay in the county that you live in, ask them, go to the county, ask them, the county treasurer, or some real estate department, and ask them for the over-the-counter tax deeds. And your county, it may be called lands available, or you could just ask them for properties that didn't sell at the auction, the sheriff's sale, and you want to see a list of those properties. And you need to go through that list, do your research and your due diligence, right? Go through that list. Make sure if you find a property interesting, make sure you know that property doesn't have any other liens on it besides the tax lien. And if it does have any other liens on it besides the tax lien, excuse me, these mosquitoes are bad, then you need to make sure that lien is worth you acquiring the property, because the property's value may be far more than what that lien is worth, or what that lien is. So it's like, okay, if the property's worth this amount and the lien's only worth this amount, then that means that the property is really offsetting the cost of the lien. So you might be able to take that risk. But you should be getting properties without a mortgage, because if you don't have a mortgage and you lose your job, the pressure on you to survive becomes a lot less. All you have to do is take care of your property taxes every year, or every quarter, or whatever they request. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be worried about it if a recession comes. Stop buying these new cars and having a new car every 2 or 3 years. Trading your car, and every time you trade your car and they adding that old loan onto the new one. Stop getting yourself in so much debt unless you know how to do real good debt and you know how to use that debt. You heard? So no, I'm not worried about a recession, and you won't have to worry about a recession either. If you have solar on your roof, if you have well water on your land, if you have fruit trees growing on your land with a garden, if you have no mortgage, you don't have to worry about a recession. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to come to Central America. You don't have to come to Central America. You can find a nice piece of property right in your backyard. Believe it or not, if you can't find it in your backyard, then maybe you want to talk to your husband, talk to your wife, and let them know, baby, listen, the world is changing. Economy's moving in another direction. I've been looking at Nebraska. I found this 2-acre piece of land. It's $1,700. Whoop-de-woo, and you can work it from there and figure it out. Go and if you have the income or you have the reserves, start pricing things out. How much is it? How much is it for land? How much is it for solar? How much is it to get a well dug? Huh? Because if a recession comes and you lose your job or you get laid off or you get furloughed, family still got to eat, B. Your family still has to eat. And if you can't afford to feed them, at least the land can. At least that kaimito tree can. At least that coconut palm can. At least that cacao. Banana. We got to start thinking in the head, man. Everybody talking about they chess players and they bosses and all that. Listen, you are not a boss. You cannot be, like, you a boss, but you, like, I don't want to say you're not a boss. We're not going to go down that road. But at the end of the day, who cares if you're a boss? Nobody cares about that. You got to be the boss of your own life, your own land. I don't want to be the boss of nobody else. You got people out here working. I don't want to be the boss of them. They men just like I am. They go home and take care of their children or their family. Cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk to you any less of a man because I'm able to pay you every day. No. We're going to respect each other. If I happen to say something sideways out of anger because I got something going on in my personal life, I might come back later on and apologize. Let you know you're my fault. Don't take it that way. Now, if I'm in my bag, I just might not say nothing at all. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to continue to keep talking to someone as if they're beneath me because I'm able to pay them. No, it don't work like that. Some of us move out here like that and we a-holes and we just want to talk to people because we feel like we paying them and we could do it. You can't always operate like that. And besides, you don't get the best out of people when you talk to them as if they less than. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no recession. And I'm recession proof out here. Recession proof. We not worried about if we lose a job, if the car breaks down, if mama love, nothing. If mama love stop giving us we not worried about none of that. Only thing we worried about is taking care of the garden, harvesting the mango tree, planting the coconuts. Huh? That's the only thing we worried about. Paying the workers when we need to. Taking care of our mental health, right? That's the only thing we worried about. We not worried about nothing else. So a recession coming, I'm recession proof, baby. Recession proof. And I ain't worried about if nothing goes on out here on the planet that I can't control. I can't control what Trump is doing. I can't control what the government is doing. I can't control what the senators is doing, the police brutality. I can't control none of that. Only thing I can do is get away from it. Go around, treat it best. That's the only thing I can do. And for y'all running around complaining, you could be spending your energy researching how to buy properties. Y'all see me itching and moving. It's because I got these mosquitoes out here eating my behind alive. So I'm coming out here giving y'all this content in the jungle. And that's okay. I'm all right with getting eaten. Not to be getting no diseases, but, you know. Dr. Sebi told us everything could be reversed. So we're not even worried about that. But, you know, I digress. No, man, this is a beautiful day, man. I'm just so happy and I'm thankful. And, you know, I'm going to take y'all down the driveway a little bit just to show y'all a little something that we doing. You know, we got coconuts going up the driveway. And as you can see, my guys is out here doing their thing. They are very thorough. And I'm going to tell you something. When you running something like this and you in a country, in a third world country where people don't really have a lot of money, you know, I could have ran into some vultures out here, you know what I'm saying, that wanted to take advantage of me and everything. And I'm not saying these guys aren't, but I just credit my intuition. I credit my experience and just my whole overall life in general for preparing me for dealing with this type of energy and knowing how to deal with people and knowing how to, you know what I'm saying, not be taken advantage of. Because I'm going to tell you something. Had I came out here and I didn't have no experiences and I didn't know how to read people and pick up on certain body languages, there's no way in hell you can't tell me I'd have been out of way more money than what I'm out of. Right now, I lost $4,000 because I paid a contractor to dig me a well and he didn't get it done. He was 132 feet deep and he still ain't find no water. That's the mistake that I made out here. Other than that, I'm cool, baby. And I let y'all see that mistake. I could have, it's about showing people your mistakes so they can learn from them. I can sit here and keep all of that to myself, but for what? How are you going to learn from that? How are you going to learn from a rapper that's not telling you to go out here and buy your properties cash? No, we just saw Jay-Z and Beyonce take out a 50-some million dollar loan. And people talking about they broke. They got money problems. Because you take out a loan on equity that you have in your property to invest in possibly something else that's going to generate you well more than that 50-some million dollars. How can you call them people broke? Y'all running around here with no money, going to work every day for somebody else, talking about somebody is broke. How? When if a recession came today, them people going to be fine. They buying compounds in the UK, England. Meanwhile, you running around here on YouTube talking about they broke. They taking out 50-some million dollars. Well, damn, if I can't... Come on now. Y'all got to stop. Y'all need to wake up. Y'all smoking too much. Take a break. Detox. Go get you some Dr. Sebi herbs. Because it's ridiculous about what y'all be talking about nowadays. These people broke. No, if a recession came, would you be able to take care of yourself? Not them, because they going to be fine. Anyhow, man, I'm done for the day. I think I done did about 3 or 4 videos today. I'll probably drop them back to back to back. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? This is I would say it's my job, but I don't have no job. So I just come on YouTube every day talking my talk, walking my walk, barking my bark. You know what I mean? And that's what it is, man. This is See Thy Wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water.